Hey, I'm Jim.
I'm Mark from A Simple Complex, and you're listening to the local music show on Frank 106.3.
It's Frank's local music show on Frank 106.3, and you just heard Victimize. The band is A Simple Complex, and the track is off their latest release called Left Behind. In studio with me now, joining me, are a couple of the guys from the band. Why don't you introduce yourself to the listeners?
My name is Mark. I founded the band probably 100,000 years ago, it seems. I also pretend to play the guitar.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm Jim, bass player. Need to know. That's about it. I'm just a bass player.
Okay, and so obviously we're missing a few people, which I just want to get this out of the way. First of all, we already have to schedule the return. You guys have been on Frank's local music show a couple of times at least. When we were off the air, we discovered that you haven't played live on the air yet. So we've got to find a time to get the band in here. One of the last hard rockin' bands I had in here was Potsy.
Oh, we've played with them.
So they totally plugged in and let it rip.
Nice.
So, I mean, we've got to get the whole band in here. Who are we missing? missing today?
Well, we got Chris on drums.
Okay.
We got Anna on second guitar.
Right.
And little Jess, our singer.
What are their excuses today?
I think they're all working, to be honest.
Yeah.
There's very few people that can do it, but I'm talking about being able to support yourself from music alone. So you guys obviously have full-time jobs too. What do you do for work, for a full-time job?
I'm just an IT geek.
Okay.
And to continue this trend, I own a computer store out in Dover, so I fix computers for a living.
You guys gig out so much, and you've got a big gig coming up. Is this coming Saturday at the Hard Rock Cafe in Boston, right in Faneuil Hall? Also on that bill is a band that I've played a few times on the air, Moment of Clarity. They've got a song called Not My Hero that I like to rip out. They're really good. And I don't know much about the other bands on the bill, Bayside High, Cylinder, and Stilfro. Now, do you guys know anything about these bands that you're like...
Wasn't Bayside High like where the Saved by the Bell was recorded or
Oh,
something?
yeah, they got the name
Was
from
that-
the TV show. Or something.
I don't know.
So who booked the show?
It's called Next Generation Concerts.
What I really meant was, which one of you guys in the band? And now I'm thinking it's you.
Oh, yeah.
So you're kind of like the de facto manager?
I founded it, and I was the main promoter, and so on and so forth. But when we released the CD a couple of years ago, I kind of said, I got to let go of the reins here. I got to kind of focus more on family. And we're kind of leaderless at this point. It's just 5 people, collective, collaborating.
Democracy.
What about like finances though? Somebody's got to be at least taking the money. Like
Money. Money.
At Spotify, we got to figure out how to divide it by 5.
Yeah, but I mean, all of you guys aren't booking gigs. So who's doing that?
Well, we all kind of are. We're kind of well known in the scene enough that people
Yeah.
contact us randomly, people who we know. So our singer Jess will get a message, or I'll get a message, or Chris will get a message.
No one talks to me.
He's just on a need-to-know basis.
Yeah, that's it. That's all.
But
Okay.
yeah, so we just randomly get contacted from people. Hey, I want to play the Shaskeen. Hey, I want to play the Hard Rock. That kind of thing. So we're winging it.
Ah, gotcha. So we're in studio with a simple complex, Mark and Jim. And we're mentioning the big show that's coming up this Saturday night at the Hard Rock. I saw a deal because you guys are selling tickets online. So tickets right now, $10. But you also have a deal if you want to pay $15, you get the ticket and then a CD.
Yeah.
Right?
We've only got a few of those CDs left, too. Maybe a half a dozen.
Really?
We're
So-
coming to the end.
So let me ask you. So now this came out 2015?
Correct.
The album Left Behind. How many did you have pressed?
A couple hundred, I think.
Couple hundred. Oh, I was going to say
Just a few.
1,000, but
Yeah.
The
no,
reason
no.
why is because a lot of people are just going digital these days. So just going to your iTunes, your Amazon, or streaming on Spotify.
So we've got that gig coming up Saturday night, and then I see another gig you have coming up in September at Jewel. Now this thing looks actually pretty awesome, dude. It's Local Earth Music 4.
Yeah, well, it is the 4th one then, but do name Just Insane.
Thank you.
Well, what I noticed was it's kind of a festival. There are a lot of bands on the bill, but it's like night 2. So they're doing it kind of in conjunction with a show I believe was in Maine. Night 1 is Maine.
Yeah.
And then so you guys are night 2. Now the lineup is actually pretty awesome. Lone Wolf James is playing. Shadow Links. I've played Signal to Noise on the air a few times. Are they from Maine? Signal to Noise, do you know?
I think you're right.
I'm pretty sure. Devil's Night Out. And then you also have bands from Jersey, Pennsylvania, Florida. And tickets for that show right now, I guess, are just $8. So those are the 2 shows that I was privy to. What else do you guys have on the horizon?
Well, we're going to be playing the Shaskeen soon on a Thursday.
Nice.
24th?
I think you're right.
Something like that.
Yep, and we'll be with Edgewise. You've probably heard of them.
I have, yes. I was on A Simple Complex's Facebook page, and I found a little video that you guys put up.
God.
And what it was, kind of a little collage, just playing some riffs, what I believe to be new music from A Simple Complex. I mean, I saw like 4 or 5 tracks on there. So tell me what's going on there. What's all about? Are you guys in the studio? Let everybody know what's happening.
Well, what we do is we try once a year, twice a year to get out just the band and spend a weekend writing and creating. And that was kind of, I think it was on a Sunday or was on the Saturday?
Saturday.
Saturday. So that was kind of the evening we said, hey, hey, let's throw together a quick little live Facebook thing for everyone, show them what may or may not be coming up.
Yeah, we had a lull for a while. Right after we released the CD, our singer said that she wanted to try something else. She'd been in the band for 5 years and said,
Yeah.
And she came from theater. She wanted to do some more theater again, and we had a pretty rough schedule. So
That's right around the time I got turned on to you guys, because I think you had like a final show at Jewel one night last year, wasn't it? Sometime?
Oh, even earlier than that.
Oh, was it?
Summer 2015, Millie's back when they had hard rock bands.
Right.
They don't do that anymore,
Yeah.
No
fortunately.
stage.
But yeah, so we did the CD release, and then that was going to be her last show, and she was going to venture off to other things. But she ventured off to other things and said, well, I haven't really found anything that I want to do. And we auditioned a bunch of singers, and we said, well, we haven't really found anybody that can sing.
She missed it. It was in her blood, man.
That's
Oh,
it.
yeah.
Yep, the Hellcat still lives.
If you guys haven't seen a Simple Complex live, you got to get out and see him live. Jess, and she's probably going to be mad at this, but I'm going to say she's no taller than 5 foot. I mean, she is a little powerhouse.
Oh, yeah.
Packed into this small little package and belts it out, and just, I mean, the energy you guys have, you feed off the audience so much, man. So, have you guys played with any national acts? What kind of show? Like, I've seen you at places like Jewel, the Hard Rock, the Chit Chat, Whiskey Barrel, a bunch. What's like the biggest show you've ever played?
Well, I'd say that the two biggest were, we played Oxfest 2010, and that was with Shinedown, Seven Dust,
awesome.
Mud,
Sweet.
Chevelle,
That was
that kind
fun.
of stuff.
Oh, nice.
And before that, a couple of years before that, was Korn at Rock On Fest at Meadowbrook.
Wow. So did you get to meet them when you were playing these
Oh,
gigs at all?
there was a contract that said if you go anywhere near them, we'll shoot first and ask questions later.
And who would you like to share the stage with?
Well, this may sound crazy coming from a 90s new metal band, but my idols are The Cure.
Nice.
I don't think we'd fit at all. But
I don't really, I don't see the matchup there, but
You know,
I
give it
think
a
a more
shot.
sensible choice would have been Metallica.
why don't we talk about your most memorable gig that you've ever had?
Ask my wife to marry me, honest.
Talking musical gig, man.
Yeah, exactly.
What?
That's it.
Yeah. What gig was
It was the
that?
CD release show.
CD release show,
Summer
and
2015.
her favorite song is Felo-de-se, and there's a part in the middle where Mark has a nice long solo, and she's threatened for years to come up and play tambourine or triangle or something during that solo. So since it's our last gig and stuff, I had Mark run out to the audience, drag her up on stage, and she thought she was going to play the triangle. Instead, one kneed, opened the box, and tears started flowing.
Oh, man, you put it... Dude, how was she going to say no to
That's why
that?
I did it that way. You kidding me? Got to catch them when you can.
So
No,
that...
that was my favorite show.
Oh, okay. So that happened during the song Felo-de-se.
Yes.
And that's a song that we're going to hear coming up in just a little bit. We're also going to hear the song Letting Go. And Look What You Left Behind. So that's, I guess, kind of what your lead single was
Exactly.
when it came out. So we're going to hear all that. We're here in studio with a Simple Complex. So we've heard Jim's most memorable gig. What about you, Mark?
Well, I've been gigging for a very long time. It's hard to pick one, but one did come to mind when you asked. I was playing in Worcester. I don't even remember the place because we played a number of places in Worcester. And I tend to climb around on the furniture. I get up on the bar and
Oh, yeah, you
actually
do.
play with my legs between people's drinks and such. And I got up onto an area. It wasn't the bar. It was like this little miniature brick wall. And I'm standing there playing, and I've got long black shorts on that just go past the knees. Let me preempt this because I'm a married man. So two girls walk over, and they're kind of rocking out, and one of them starts sliding their hand up my leg, up into the shorts. And as soon as that happens, the other girl sees it and starts doing it up the other leg. And,
What?
yeah, and I'm thinking,
How rock
okay,
star do you get?
how far do I let this go? And when they started to
And
get
you were married at the time.
married at the
yeah.
time,
Okay.
so once they got about 75% up the thigh, I said, all right, I got to leap off of this thing before I get in trouble, and I got a lot of explaining to do.
Oh, man. What about those gigs? I know you guys must have played these types of gigs, but the type of gig when you get there and there's like 5 people in the place, and that's like, 2 of them are the bartenders.
Oh, all
so
the
you're up
time.
on stage, you're looking out, it's practically empty. What kind of approach do you take? Because, I mean, is that, do you get depressed seeing that? Like,
No.
how do you handle that?
Absolutely
How do you
not.
handle
It
it?
doesn't take the wind out of our sails at all. In
No.
fact, those tend to be the more fun gigs a lot of
Yes.
times because we're a bit more brave and we have more antics on stage with each other. And by the time the show's over, we're just laughing our heads off because we've just done the most ridiculous things. I've gone outside of the building and then gone around to a window behind the stage and rocked out there.
Well, you played in traffic once.
Played
on
in
that,
traffic. I've gone to
parking
the
lot
other
gig.
side of the street and been dodging cars. So.
One of the best things that you guys do live is how you're all wireless.
Mm-hmm.
So you are in the crowd, you are out there, you're getting people fired up.
It's part of the shtick, part of the show.
So we're here in studio with the Simple Complex, and in just a second we're going to play a couple of tracks off the CD. We're going to hear Letting Go and also Look What You Left Behind. You guys actually were nominated a few times for the New England Music Awards. Now you did win back in 2015 for Best Metal Band.
Yes.
Right.
There are going to be people listening right now. Maybe they even missed the opening track tonight. But if you were to meet somebody that has never heard you guys,
Oh, this question.
can I not ask that? Is that
ask
not a
away.
good one?
I don't know how to answer it, to be honest. We're not a one genre type band. If you listen to the entirety of our CD, it goes from our poppy song to a metal song to
The Monster Ballad.
monster ballads.
I mean, I
like-
don't consider you guys straight out metal.
No,
I
I
don't
don't either.
So
And we've been accused of that. If you go to one of our videos, someone says, "Ha, nominated one best metal band, what a joke, blah, blah, blah," and all that stuff. But it's funny, we blur the line of rock and metal. I call us heavy rock or radio metal.
Yeah.
You know, kind of like you would think of Evanescence or Godsmack.
Right.
Where they've people who listen to rock go, "Oh, that's metal," and people who listen to metal go, "That's rock."
or new metal.
Yeah, exactly, that kind of thing.
So we are in studio, and now I think it's a good time where we'll just take a quick break. We'll go to the album Left Behind, and we're going to play a couple of tracks. So anything you want to say about these two songs? We're going to play Letting Go first, and then Look What You Left Behind after. What do you have to say about these two tracks?
Well, with the Letting Go, it came out in 2012 on one of the singles I was talking about earlier, but we wanted the singer from Craving Lucy, Steve Archambault. He's an amazing singer. But his management at the time, after we booked the studio time, said, you know, you can't do that right now. We have promotional this and your album's coming out and we don't want to water it down with you doing there. So we were lost and we tried another singer. He said yes, and then he backed out. So we ended up recording it with a guy named James Garrity, who did a great job. But then later, when Craving Lucy changed their management and wasn't dealing with that guy anymore, he was able to come back to the studio and then record the final version. So the one that you get on the album is the one that we had originally planned.
Without further ado, it's a Simple Complex, and this is Letting Go. It's Frank's Local Music Show on Frank 106.3.
All alone, blood and bone. So this is how I find you. As you turn to stone, a move too bold, a pain untold. Can you even feel me? Why are you so cold? Now you've spilled this hurt you couldn't show. The final blow of letting go.
Torn apart, the end will start. If I'm gonna save you, I have to stop my heart. One last cry, say goodbye. You'll be better off now.
go away.
I'm letting go.
Hey, this is Mark from A Simple Complex, and you're listening to Harry Hawkins on Frank's Local Music Show.
He lies somewhere in the city. He lies somewhere peacefully. She lies somewhere looking pretty. Look what you left behind this time. It's like he never went away. 'Cause she can't tell between an hour and a day. He always tells her that he won't be gone for long. How could he know he'd be so wrong? He lies somewhere in the city. He lies somewhere peacefully. She lies somewhere looking pretty. Look what you left behind this time. Look what you left behind. She pulls the blankets up to her head. She tries so hard to comprehend. She checks around each corner and behind the doors, but he won't be there anymore. Like he was before. He lies somewhere in the city. He lies somewhere peacefully. She lies somewhere looking pretty. Look what you left behind this time. Pictures on the wall don't tell the story of the fall from the days of one parole. And it's saying all is fine, but I'm so glad she cannot read my mind. Look what you left behind this time. He lies somewhere in the city. He lies somewhere peacefully. She lies somewhere looking pretty. Look what you left behind. He lies somewhere in the city. He lies somewhere peacefully. She lies somewhere looking pretty. Look what you left behind this time. Look what you left behind this
Frank 1063, it's Frank's Local Music Show. And you just heard Look What You Left Behind from A Simple Complex off their latest release, Left Behind. And I still couldn't get it out of these guys if they're going to be going into the studio, what their plans are. Come on, man, you got to give me like a ballpark. Will we have new music out there by like 2020?
Well, I
look
hope
at me.
so. I certainly hope so.
Dude, that doesn't sound very promising.
Yeah.
I understand everyone's got families, you're married, full-time jobs, all of that. Oh, wait, in your hand, I see something there. Hold on.
Well, I heard from a little bird that it was your birthday, so
Oh, man.
brought
Yes, it is.
a couple of things for you. The first one is 2 Hard Rock tickets.
Oh, sweet.
But then we also brought a wrapped gift for you.
Oh, are you guys serious, man? I'm thinking this is like Does a
birthday,
Simple
though.
Complex have a DVD out?
It's shaped like a DVD, isn't it?
I guess we'll see. Hold on. Oh, man. Oh, sweet. So these are live performances. Oh, this is one live performance from Millie's,
Exactly.
along with Craving Lucy. And my old friend Christy Simone, is he on here?
He's on there. He is the MC of the evening. We released, I told you we did 3 singles. The third single, when we released that, we did a DVD of the live show, and Chris of
Yeah.
Frank FM at the time
Right.
hosted the show. So you'll see him on the DVD.
Oh, sweet. Did you guys ever get the chance to play live at Frank's place? Do you know what that was?
We were invited,
Yeah.
but that year it didn't end up panning out.
Because
Yeah.
we are talking about reviving it.
That's
so
exactly what I was hoping.
there's a
yeah.
couple venues that I've spoken with that'd be interested, Jewel being one of them.
Excellent.
And there's a place in Lowell called the Zorba Music Hall. They do some shows there.
I've heard of it.
Joe G from the New England Music Awards.
Yep, Jess's cousin.
Really?
Really?
No. Are you serious?
Yeah, you wouldn't know it when you put them next to each other.
Small world. So, what's the ultimate goal? Like, think big here. What's the ultimate goal for a Simple Complex? Play stadium, tour, arenas all over
London.
the world, and
I want to go to London.
some more of those groupies with their hands up your leg there on your thigh.
I think I've crossed off everything on my bucket list. I'm right now. I'm just on cruise control at this point. I
Gotcha.
mean, we got voted best band by the Hippo. We made it on the.
Mark's got this awesome action shot from the cover of the Hippo. He's like doing the splits. He's in the air. Wait, did you have a flying V? I don't even know, man. But
We call it the ballerina shot because that's what it looks like. I'm about 6 feet off the ground with my one leg up, one down. Looks like I'm ready to pirouette. But no, winning that award there for being voted the best by the readers of that magazine, and then getting, after 3 times of being denied anything from New England Music Awards, just nominated, winning that 4th time, and just being on great radio stations like this, and just having a great time playing out, meeting people.
I mean, you guys have been on the scene for so long now. You in particular, from all the incarnations of the band. What, it's going on 7 years or more.
7 years with this particular lineup.
Yeah.
But the band, even though we weren't playing back in 2002, it has its roots back then. A Simple Complex was my side project. Because in my other band, Hostile Witness, which was an all-out metal band, we auditioned a bass player, and it did not go well. And the drummer and he almost got into fisticuffs during the audition. However, that guy emailed me and said, hey, the audition didn't go well, but musically I think we really clicked. And A Simple Complex became the side project.
I honestly have almost no musical talent. I'm a fixer, engineer type guy, so creativity is not my thing.
So wait, is this your first band?
It's my first instrument
Okay.
at all, and he lost it again. He did the reboot in 2010.
Yeah.
Thanks, Mark. I have no idea what year it is. And I was playing Rock Band with my son.
Okay.
5 buttons and a strum thing. I can do that, and I was reasonably good. Not as good as my son, but we'll get whatever. And he comes to me one day, and goes, "Hey, bass is kind of like Rock Band. You want to give it a shot?" And I said, "Well, okay." And just taught myself how to play Simple Complex songs, and that's all I know. I can't do anything else except for our songs.
So what other musical genres are you interested in? Could that translate to a Simple Complex? Could you see yourself going in like a new direction from, your traditional type of a Simple Complex rock?
Well, if you have the 3 singles before the album, it may not be obvious right away, but if you review and look back, you'll see that it is pretty obvious. The first track on each one is a pop song. So you got Look What You Left Behind, obviously a pop song.
Yeah.
You got Letting Go, a monster ballad, and you've got Coin, which is the acoustic, darker side, but it's still a really pop song. The second track on each of them is our metal song. So you've got New Decree, you've got Victimize. These are songs that are just the heaviest that we get. We push in the exact opposite direction of the pop song. Third track on each one of them is our standard, like you said, our Simple Complex sound, where it's a heavy rock, a radio metal, right in between, and we blur that line there. So we continue to push in different directions. We had talked a little bit about new songs, and we have one new song we've played out live a couple times. It's 7 minutes long, totally different from any of the other songs that are here. It's very prog, it's very repetitive, it's very alternative. So we do like to push in other directions, but without losing the basic foundation of being a heavy rock band.
Now I'm curious. What do you guys have in your iPods and CD players? Are you listening to other local bands or maybe on a national level? What else are you listening to?
You don't want to ask Mark that question.
Yeah, I
Your
do.
interview's not long enough. It's just you don't have enough
true.
time for him to
It's
tell you
true.
what he's listening to. I pop around all the time. Right now, for some reason, this morning, playing in the garage, I popped open the Godsmack discology and just started from one end and went all the way to the other. You know who popped up in my thing the other day? Oh crap.
Well, I know that you listen to a little bit of trap and EDM once in a
Yeah,
while.
Thurkills.
Okay.
I played some Thurkills Vision the other day. And I enjoy that. At work, it's very electronic, as you were saying, trap, EDM type stuff. When my son's around, he has to play the hip hop station on iTunes all the time, and I try to zone that out. But no, I'm just kind of random.
Okay, now I do want to hear this long list from
here we
Mark.
go.
All right. Well, I'll keep
Let's
it
hear
as,
it.
as brief as I can. I'm definitely like a music nut. I listen to everything from Enya to Carcass. I mean, I'll go pop in a Jim Brickman CD and listen to new age piano for an hour, and then I will pull out a local band like Thurkills, like he said, Craving Lucy, Prospect Hill. I listen to all that. I listen to hip hop. I love old 80s hip hop like Run DMC, LL Cool J, EPMD. I'm influenced a lot by 90s bands, not so much the bigger ones, somewhat but Deftones, but more bands like Quicksand and Only Living Witness, Grinspoon, bands that are heavy rock like we are, but where my heart truly lies are in a couple places. One is alt rock like The Cure, Depeche Mode, and then people who are singer-songwriters. There's a local guy named Adam Ezra. Who I'm
Of course,
an
yeah.
absolute, and I'm a fanatic of his music. I listen to old Cat Stevens and Fleetwood Mac.
See, what'd I tell you? We don't have enough time for this.
It could just go on and on. I make a list
He's so
every
good.
year of over 100 songs that I like from that particular year. I'm already up to 100 songs that I like from the year 2017. I go out and aggressively hunt down new music of all genres.
So we're here with a simple complex, Mark and Jim, and their big show again coming up Saturday night at the Hard Rock Cafe in Boston, right in Faneuil Hall. But we're going to hear another track, and then later tonight, I'm also going to play some music from the bands that are on the bill.
Awesome.
So I'm going to play some stuff from Bayside High.
Sure.
And that's the whole point of this show and the local scene is discovering new music. So tonight, I'm with you guys. I'm going to be discovering new stuff as well. So Bayside High, Moment of Clarity. I don't know if you guys are familiar with that.
Not yet.
But once you walk out the studio, listen to them. I'm going to play their song, Not My Hero. And so again, that show coming up Saturday night. So any final shout-outs from you guys?
Oh, don't look at me, Mark. This is your thing.
I'm just going to say happy birthday, man. And thanks
Yeah.
for having
There
us.
you go. Happy
of
birthday.
course. What? No shout-out to your
My wife?
your band wife.
Oh, Hannah and Jess and Chris? Yeah. Where are you?
I'll give one shout out to a band who just had to change their name for legal reasons. The Sun Goes Nova. I'm going to actually give you their disc. I went to their CD release party on Friday night down at the Shaskeen, and they're excellent. So I brought the disc for you. I bought it, but I'm just going to give it to you and force them to give me another one.
So the last song that we're going to hear tonight is Felo-de-se, and you do have a video for that. It's pretty cool. So you have your YouTube channel. How many videos in total? I mean, some of them are just lyric videos. Talk about all of that with you guys.
Just the two. Letting
Yeah, but
go.
you also do have the, live
Felo-de-se.
performances, right?
Damn it.
I'm sorry?
You've got some live performances up
Yeah,
there,
we've
too.
got some live stuff up there. We've got just the audio, like you were saying. But
Yeah.
as for like an official music video that tells a story and so forth, you got Look What You Left Behind. And it doesn't necessarily follow the exact story of the song when you're looking at it as part of the album and the whole concept album. But it definitely has a twist end in there that you got to figure out. You got to watch it a few times and see if you can decipher what the story is there. And then Felo-de-se as well. That one's pretty wild if you like, a lot of the modern TV shows today.
Definitely check out A Simple Complex's YouTube channel and definitely check them out live. People can purchase tickets to their show. I think just got to be a link right on your website
Exactly.
to the tickets, right?
Simplecomplex.com. You go there and there's a purchase tickets button for the Hard Rock Cafe. And once we get past that, there'll be one for the local Music Earth.
$10 a ticket, or that deal you guys have going on, the 10 and for 15 you get the extra CD. But you guys got to re-up soon. I thought you said you only had a handful left.
a
While
handful
supplies last.
What about T-shirts? I actually bought some merch from you guys at the last show.
We got one T-shirt left and it's a small.
Small, yeah. Yeah. We're not really great at this merch thing, to be honest. We're not really into it for the money of the merch. We produce it so people have something to remember us by.
Well,
but-
yeah. I know you're not getting rich off this. I mean, you do it for the love of it. So, okay, well, I just want to thank you guys for coming in. Thanks for the birthday presents. I've got my 2 tickets to the show at the Hard Rock Saturday night, and I've got my DVD, man, from
Now,
Millie's.
You can't buy that, you know. We did a Kickstarter back in the day to get that made, and only the people who contributed to the Kickstarter got a copy, and that's it. You can't buy it on our site. You can't buy it at our shows.
Oh, wow.
That was strictly limited edition. So
what year does this go back to?
2013 was
Okay.
when the show was recorded, and we released that in 2014.
And what's kind of neat about the DVD is that we had a lot of guest singers, and we played other local band songs with their singer. So it's not just, you know, our songs. It's this really cool collaboration of local music and just having a good time.
Thanks again to A Simple Complex, Mark and Jim. Right now we're going to hear the song Felo-de-se, and again, they do have a video for this, so get on YouTube, search A Simple Complex, you know, subscribe to their channel, do all that good stuff, subscribe to their Facebook page, like it, and get out and see these guys live. So right now, Felo-de-se from Left Behind. It's Frank's Local Music Show on Frank 106.3.
No freedom is set in stone forever. 3 seconds is too long to count to never. What do I do? Why would I? All this fear. Be still, this candle, all my firelight. It shines so bright, it makes me feel alive. It burns so brightly, time it can't endure. It never made this much sense before. Please go and just spare me from transgression. My soul can't go on with your oppression. What can I do?